morning, guys. So today I'm gonna do a little experiment. I'm gonna show you guys before we get into the workout and do our videos. We're going to do a little experiment on why soap is important. So we have a bowl of water. Um, we have some pepper that'll you can think of these as the germs. So this will be the germs, and we have our soap. So we have a bowl of water, and we're going to see why it's important to wash our hands. All right, so we take some pepper. If I can figure out how to open it. It's not my pepper. And then we put some in the water. Not too much. Okay, so you guys can see that there's pepper in the water, and then the magic of soap. You if you don't wash your hands, I have in one finger. In one finger, I have soap, and on the other, I don't have any soap. So if I put my finger in the water and take it out, you see that? That would be germs on my finger. But if we have soap in our hand and we put it into the germs, you see that? The germs run away from soap. So that's why it's very important to wash our hands, and we need to make sure that we can see the germs in on our finger, and without we have clean hands. So wash your hands as often as possible. Make sure you're using the correct amount of soap. And thank you guys for seeing this little experiment. I have to go wash my hands real quick because there is a lot of germs on them right now. But Esmeralda is going to talk to you guys for a second. And thank you guys for watching. Hold up. Esmeralda will be in a second.
Yeah. Good morning. How are you guys? It was very interesting, right? So we're gonna talk about the weather. In Long Beach is 93, in Torrance is 89, and in Los Angeles is 80. So it's very hot. If you guys go out, make sure you put sunblock, or if you don't have sunblock, make sure you're not under the sun for a long time because you guys could burn. So remember, I'm gonna give you some announcements. Remember that every Friday we're doing a raffle. So if you're watching the YouTube, make sure you put your name in the comments so we can know that you guys watch the YouTube. Also, we had the best personal challenge, and this week is leg raising. So it's what Maricruz is doing. Okay. So we're gonna start with the exercise right now. Remember, I'm gonna tell you whatever is on the video. You're gonna get to prepare for me. I'm gonna stop for a little bit and then continue. So hi Kayla, hi Mara, Corey, Demantra, Damien, Adrian, Haiti. Thank you for watching the YouTube.
What's up? We're gonna wake our bodies and our brains up with a good stretch. You ready? Let's get that neck rolling. And reverse.
Other side.
Reverse again.
It is heavy.
The other way.
And once more.
Now back to the left.
All right, let's get some arm circles.
Arm circles to the front. Come on.
Use your shoulders. First, make sure you go
And
like this,
reverse.
so your
Reverse.
shoulders relax a little bit.
Don't forget to breathe. Get a good stretch.
Forward.
Forward.
Reverse.
Reverse. Get a good stretch. Good stretch.
All right, we're gonna cross our arms over our body. Feel the stretch in your back.
Feel the stretch. Stretch it out. Down. Down. Come on. Stretch it out.
Couple more, guys.
Couple more lunges. You can do it. Come on. Stretch it out.
All right, a few arm circles get loose. We're gonna do some knee raises across our body. Here we go.
Come on. Stretch it out. Come on.
Switch.
Lift up the knee. Lift it high. Let it meet your elbow.
Switch.
Come on. You got this. You were born to do this.
Switch.
Come on.
Switch. That was a great stretch. Now you're ready to get back to class and do your
Hey, you
thing.
guys. Go grab a towel. If you're sweating a lot, go grab a towel so you can dry your sweat. And then drink some water. Relax for a little bit. Ooh, this was a lot. Hector is just laughing about me right now.
Good workout?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So the weather is 98 degrees today, so that's really hot. Like really hot. Make sure you drink lots of water and try to keep cool, really, because it's really hot today. The first video is that we just did the washing our hands. So I'm gonna try to do that one a little bit better next time. For all of us to see why it's really important to wash our hands. So that was a little experiment on why washing our hands is important, how the soap fights off germs, and how it prevents us from putting any germs into our system.
We're gonna continue putting this type of videos or experiments so you could see that it's very important to wash your hands. Remember to wash your hands all the time. Never is too much. Keep washing your hands, especially if you're touching a lot of stuff. Wash your hands.
Yeah. So the next segment, since we learned a little bit about washing our hands, we're gonna learn about why people get sick, and we're gonna learn what is the virus. So a virus is something that goes into your body, but we're gonna learn a little bit more about that. And stay tuned.
Chances are, in your life, you've had the common cold before. It can cause sneezing and coughing and can make you feel awful. The worst thing about the common cold is that you can take medications to help with the symptoms, but you really can't treat the actual cold with antibiotics like you would a strep throat infection or an infected tooth. Why? Well, let's talk about what causes it. A virus. The common cold is caused by a virus. While all living things are made of one or more cells, see the modern cell theory, viruses are not cells. Viruses aren't technically classified as living things since they lack many characteristics of life. But there is some debate in calling them non-living as well. Medications like antibiotics attack bacteria like E. coli, which are living cells. Antifungal medications can be used on fungi like athlete's foot, which are made of living cells. Viruses are not bacteria or fungi. You can't classify a virus as a prokaryote or a eukaryote either because it's not a cell. So what is their structure like? First of all, viruses are much smaller than cells. You typically are going to need an electron microscope in order to see a virus. Viruses come in many shapes. Our favorite one to draw is the bacteriophage. It sounds very fancy, but it's a type of virus that tends to attack bacteria. Despite this being our favorite to draw, note that the shape of viruses vary greatly. One thing all viruses have in common is that they have some type of genetic material. This genetic material can be in the form of DNA or RNA. Viruses usually have some kind of protein coat, also known as a capsid. The capsid can protect the DNA or RNA genetic material. Viruses can also have other structures. Some viruses package special enzymes with them. Some viruses have an outer envelope. These additions can be useful to the virus in virus replication. One thing that makes virus replication or reproduction unique is that they can't replicate without a host. And it's their reproducing that tends to be a problem for its host, whether the host is you, in the case of the common cold, or an insect, plant, this bacterium. Viruses tend to be very specific for the host that they're going to infect. But anything that is alive can be a host, because cells have the machinery that viruses need in order to replicate. We're going to talk about two types of viral replication cycles. The first one is the lytic cycle. In the lytic cycle, the virus, remember very selective, attaches to a host cell. It often binds to a receptor that this cell has, which gives it access to attach. The virus can inject either its DNA or RNA, depending on what kind of genetic material it has, into the cell. Some types of viruses are actually taken inside the cell themselves. Now, you would think that the cell would notice viral DNA or RNA or an entire virus that has been taken in, but in many cases, it does not. It takes the genetic material from the virus and it starts following the instructions, which in this case is very bad because the instructions tell it to make copies of the virus. The cell uses its own resources to start building. It starts making so many copies of the virus that it can cause the cell membrane of the host to rupture, explode, lyse. So what happens is now that these new viral copies, they can get out of the cell and go and infect other cells. This is known as the lytic cycle. By the way, the lysing of the cell membrane is a very bad thing for the cell. The cell cannot survive without its cell membrane. The other cycle is called the lysogenic cycle, and I like to remember this is the longer word, so I like to think of this as the longer, sneaky cycle. Viruses that go through this cycle tend to do the same thing at the beginning. They inject their genetic material, but this time, the genetic material stays hidden in the host genetic material. What happens is that when the host makes new cells, it replicates its own genetic material and the viral genetic material. Then those daughter cells make new cells, and they also replicate their own genetic material and the viral genetic material, and so on. This is the lysogenic cycle. That may not seem like a problem, but it really becomes one if the virus gets triggered to go into the lytic cycle from that point. Because then all those cells that have the viral genetic material can start assembling viruses. And as far as what triggers it to go into the lytic cycle, it can vary. It could be a chemical trigger, for example, or a lack of food for the host. Going back to the common cold, a lot of times it has to run its course. Your immune system will typically take care of it, and medications can help with the symptoms so that they don't feel as bad. But unfortunately, some viruses are extremely complicated, like HIV, a virus that can lead to AIDS. Like most viruses, it is very specific. It binds to a CD4 glycoprotein that is found on the surface of specific cells, such as helper T cells. The problem about this particular target is that helper T cells play an important role in protecting the body and the immune system. Since HIV goes after these immune cells, it can make a person that is infected with HIV vulnerable to other infections. There are medications that have been developed to help keep HIV from replicating as quickly, and there continues to be research into looking into ways to keep the virus from attaching, because if the virus can't attach, it can't insert its genetic material. A problem that continues to be a challenge is that many viruses, including HIV, can mutate. So a treatment developed against a certain virus type may not work on a mutated form. So with our talk about viruses, you might wonder, is there anything positive about viruses? Well, some viruses can play a useful role in gene therapy. Definitely something to explore more.
So that was a long video, but I know it was a lot of complicated words, and maybe we didn't understand the whole thing, but to make everything simple, a virus is a little thing that attacks your cells. It goes inside your cell, and your cell divides. So your cell makes more cells with the same virus inside of it, and that's how you get a cold. So the best way to prevent that is by washing our hands and making sure that we're staying healthy by eating healthy food.
Yeah, be sure to wash your hands, because that's with that little thing, like Hector said, that little virus, if it goes in your body, it's going to multiply. A lot of them, and it's going to be hard to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So make sure to wash your hands often.
The next segment is employment training. We're going to go back to the 8 work skills because those are really important, and I think we need to keep rewatching them. So number 1 and number 2, communication.
Depending on the job, communication is about being a good talker and a good listener, and using communication devices. It involves being confident when speaking to people face to face. Some of the key elements of good communication skills are listening and understanding what is being said to you, speaking clearly and directly, or using your device to communicate, reading independently, using numbers, sharing information.
Cody, could you grab me a 5 litre of Pulse, please?
Yes. Here you go, Sue.
Thank you.
Chicken parm, chips and salad, table 19.
Hey Matt, can you wash that camera in the wash bay when you finish here, please, mate?
Sure can.
Thank you.
I got pineapple feta. And I got chocolate top.
Thank you. Thank you.
So number 1 of the 8 employability skills is communication. Communication is really important. For example, today, Esmeralda and I communicated in helping me set up everything for this for the beginning of the segment of the video. So
we need to talk about it with your coworkers, with your peers. You need to talk so you could let them know what's going on and everything goes better.
So
okay.
Sorry. And also
Communication is talking to your peers, to your co-workers, your friends, your family. What's going on, what you're about to do, or what you're about to do, so they could be able to help you and everything goes right.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is, no one can read your mind. So if you want to someone to know what you're feeling or saying, you have to communicate. Number 2 is teamwork and employability. Teamwork.
Teamwork. Teamwork means being good at working with people, both the people you work with and other people that you come into contact with, like customers and delivery people, etc. Some of the key elements of good teamwork skills are working with people of all ages, being able to listen closely and speak clearly, knowing what your role is in the team.
Sorry?
Ben, can I have a certificate?
Yeah, no, go.
We just
Yeah,
haven't
thanks.
done
Hey Daniel, can you please bring in the car because I'm finished with it now?
Yep, no worries.
Thank you.
I'll hold, you dry. Now remember to keep that moving on her. That's it.
Nikki, I finished. Is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, please, Courtney. Can I have 3 pink gerbils?
Esmeralda, I would like to talk first.
Okay, go ahead.
See, that's communication. Now, I know that I would like to talk first. So that's what teamwork is, and communicating. So I speak first because I communicated that I would like to speak first. So now it's Esmeralda's turn.
This example is working together. Both of us are helping each other to do the YouTube section, or we talk before, we communicate before we start the YouTube, and then after the YouTube, we also communicate to make this better. So working with somebody is teamwork.
Yeah. So those are skills. Those are 2 skills out of 8 that are very good for employment. So we're gonna do
Help your
tomorrow.
coworkers.
We're gonna do 2, 3, and 4 tomorrow. But that is actually the end of the segment of the videos, because we will have to set up for the Spanish one. So now we're gonna do some announcements.
Remember that if you're watching the YouTube section, the YouTube live, make sure you put your name in the comments. Remember, you could take a picture doing follow-up lessons of the YouTube. If you see the experiment like with the virus and stuff, you don't have to do that with the paper, but you could wash your hands and send us a picture of it.
Yeah, and we will be releasing a video of what the experiment I just did earlier this morning later today. So be sure to look out on our main channel where we upload all our videos, and this channel is for going live, so you guys can see us and talk to us, comment. Thank you guys for watching us. Make sure you comment your name, so because we're still doing the raffle. Also, don't forget that the personal best challenge for this week is leg raises. So see how many times you can raise your legs. I can't.
Yeah, so just there's a really nice gift if you participate in the best personal challenge.
Personal best challenge. Yeah.
I always forget how to come. Also, we're gonna at 1 o'clock we're gonna go back and play the game, right, Hector? So if you want,
yes, I really want to.
if well, remember to comment your name. Remember to send a picture if you can. If you don't know where to send it, you can send it to Hector's cell phone, or you can send it to my cell phone if you don't know our email. Or if you have any questions, you could call us at the office, and then we could answer your questions.
We will also put our email after this video is done in the description box, so you guys can email us things, and it'll be easier. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you at 10:30 if you want to do the Spanish segment.
And if not, see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock.
10 a.m. And we're gonna do more experiments like these where we maybe some arts and crafts, some painting, some coloring, math if you guys have. Oh, one more thing I forgot. We are also working on videos for the packets that we sent out. So today we're gonna also put on our main channel a video of one of the work packets or worksheets that you can, if you're having trouble on, you can go to the video and it'll help you understand a little bit more about it. So
that
that'll
will help
be
you complete the package. And those videos is gonna show you how to go step by step, so it's gonna be more easy for you guys.
Yeah, so that'll be in our main channel later today. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in about 5 minutes in the Spanish section.
Take care, you guys. Bye.